I had the privilege of seeing the film last night. I do have to say I was fidgeting. I was doing some nail biting. So I think it was a very successful movie. So congrats on such a
Thank you
great
very
horror
much.
thriller. And yeah, I mean, with that, I mean, it kind of leads into my first question. There's that sense of relentless suspensefulness that's kind of ebbed throughout for a majority of the film. And so I was kind of curious, how intentional was that pacing and what techniques did you rely on most to maintain that level of tension throughout the film?
Yeah, it's a tricky one with this kind of movie in terms of like not pushing an audience to the point that they literally, you're carrying out that relentless tension. It's a bit of a balance, but yeah, it was always meant to be like like roller coaster movie.
Mm-hmm.
Like when it starts, you just go, and it probably, because of Miguel the Torres's performance, the person that played the chimpanzee, because he became so he just became the character. It bore out a lot. It changed the pacing and flow of the movie a bit, because instead of having this kind of Michael Myers in the background person all the time, he sort of came forward and was much more playful. So it sort of changed a little bit in that side.
And Miguel does a great job of, portraying Ben in the film. And
Yeah.
I feel throughout there's a lot of almost old school horror sensibility to the film.
Yeah.
And with the types of scares that are in it, the practical effects.
Yeah.
It's really terrifying. And so I'm kind of curious, were there specific films or eras of horror that inspired bringing in those like old school horror sensibilities to the film?
Yeah, it's definitely by the fact that I sort of grew up during that period of the 80s. It has that sensibility to it, and it needed it. This movie needed to be old school. You needed to feel the practical effects of the chimpanzee. You needed to feel the chimpanzee was there, and have that character, and form a connection with it. So yeah, but it was a really fun thing for me on this one, in that you got to bring out all the kind of tropes of a slasher movie, and I don't know what kind of genre you would call Nightmare on Elm Street. I guess it's slasher, and try these kind of Freddy Krueger, Michael Myers, Jason kind of tropes, and in a whole new way, because it's a chimpanzee movie. That was fun.
And I feel like too, the car scene with, Hannah's character especially is unsettling, because it kind of is almost derivative of, I think of Travis the chimp and the whole scenario with Charla Nash. And I was curious, did you draw inspiration from that, from those real events, or did you have an approach to translating sometimes those real life scenarios with the horror storytelling?
Yeah, I mean, this movie definitely comes from a very instinctual fear that I have of chimpanzees. Like I find the whole Travis thing very, very disturbing and frightening. And I think chimpanzees I would not myself keep a chimpanzee, no matter how small and cute it was at one point or other. I find, the wild should be the wild, and so it made for me a really interesting story there. And the fact that there was a lot of real life, stuff to draw
from.